Well, for the first time in many weeks, Dolton trustees and Mayor Tiffany Henyard held a public meeting together, but not at Village Hall.
South suburban politician Tiffany Henyard appears to have lost control of both governments.
All right, everyone buckle up because this story is an absolute mess, and trust me, you're going to want to hear every single detail. So let's dive right into the latest drama that's been brewing in Dolton, Illinois, where Mayor Tiffany Henyard is at the center of some seriously wild antics. And honestly, the way things are playing out, it feels like we're watching a reality show unfold in real time, right? Picture this, a village board meeting straightforward enough, right? You'd think they'd be discussing the business of Dolton, handling village affairs like responsible adults. But no, instead, we've got Tiffany Henyard showing up to this meeting in a solid gold blazer, no less, and begging for someone to give her back, wait for it, $619. We mean, Tiffany, what is going on here? A whole mayor rolling up to a public meeting in glittering gold, no less, demanding a few $100. You can't make this stuff up.
You are a clown. We will continue to speak out against wrongdoing.
Why won't you step down?
And who is she going after for this money? None other than Trustee Tammy Brown. Apparently, Tiffany is convinced that Tammy owes her exactly $619, and she's not letting it go. Like, imagine the nerve it takes to demand money in front of the whole village. Tiffany's up there like, give me my money back. As if the $619 is going to solve all of Dolton's problems. Spoiler alert, it's not. But wait, there's more. The optics of this Tiffany showing up all decked out in her solid gold blazer, which, let's be real, probably costs more than she's asking for, are just chef's kiss irony. Here she is, in front of everyone, talking about being owed money. Yes, she's the one making headlines for allegedly blowing through village funds like it's monopoly money. We're talking about tens of thousands of dollars spent on personal luxuries, parties, and even, wait for it, a skating rink that only opens when she wants to throw an event. Yep, you heard that right. Just imagine, the town is drowning in debt, and Tiffany's out here building ice rinks for her personal shindigs. Priorities, are we right?
And Micah, tonight was a special board meeting because business has not gotten done at two previous meetings, so that's some progress there. But this meeting was not without its fair share of tension.
Now, let's give you all a bit of background. Tiffany Henyard, the so-called super mayor of Dolton, has been under fire for months, and honestly, it feels like every week there's a new scandal. She's been accused of using taxpayer money like it's her personal piggy bank, spending on everything from luxury dinners to extravagant travel. And apparently, she's got this whole security detail rolling around with her 24/7, which, by the way, has cost the town over $1 million in police overtime. One Dolton resident even said it feels like the police out there are militarized to protect her. We mean, imagine living in a small town where the mayor's got the police following her around like some kind of royal entourage. You really can't make this stuff up. What makes this whole situation even more ironic is that Tiffany isn't just dealing with local backlash, she's also caught the attention of federal investigators. Earlier this year, both Dolton and Thornton Township were hit with subpoenas, and Tiffany's political committee and personal charity are reportedly under scrutiny too. The FBI is looking into how taxpayer money has been spent, and let's just say the rumors aren't pretty. We're talking about luxury hotel stays, first-class flights, and even accusations that some of the village's money was used to fund personal shopping sprees. It's wild to think that while Dolton's residents are struggling, Tiffany's allegedly living large on the public's dime.
Henyard's landlord showed up here to see her tenant in person after she says Henyard has been dodging both her and rent payments for months.
Let's also not forget that during this time, many essential services in Dolton were suffering. Police cars were reportedly on the verge of being repossessed. Village employees had their access to basic work systems cut off, and bills were piling up. Yet somehow, there was always enough money to fund Tiffany's lavish lifestyle. It's no wonder residents are furious and calling for a change in leadership. With all this going on, it's hard to see how Tiffany can convince the public that she's the right person to lead Dolton for another term. So back to the $619. Tiffany is really pushing hard for that money, claiming it was supposed to come out of some kind of fund for trustee training. And sure, maybe Tammy Brown did owe her that. But isn't that what a private conversation is for? Why bring that up in a public meeting? It's giving desperate. Tiffany was out there acting like this money is going to make or break her. And honestly, considering the rumors swirling around about her financial situation, maybe it will.
A Dolton home that she leased to Mayor Tiffany Henyard has filed eviction papers. She says Henyard has not paid her rent, and now she wants it.
Because here's the tea, Tiffany and her boyfriend Kamal Woods are facing eviction. Yep, that's right, the super mayor is reportedly behind on rent. Her landlord, Janetta Hull, has come forward saying Tiffany and Kamal haven't paid rent since August. And get this, Janetta says they even had the audacity to change the locks on the house so she can't get in. Imagine being the mayor of a town, pulling in hundreds of thousands in salary, and still not paying rent. The landlord's out here trying to serve eviction papers. and Tiffany's just dodging them like she's got an Olympic medal in avoiding responsibility. Now, of course, Tiffany's lawyer has denied all of this, but come on. When the landlord's showing up at board meetings trying to get her rent money, that's when you know things have really gone off the rails. Tiffany's out here making public spectacles about $619 while she's reportedly thousands of dollars behind on rent. Makes you wonder where all that taxpayer money is really going, doesn't it?
We talked to Tiffany Henyard's landlord, and she says she came to this Thornton Township meeting Tuesday night hoping to get paid what she says she's owed.
And speaking of money, let's talk about the village's finances for a second. Dolton is reportedly $5 million in debt, and the situation has gotten so bad that some people are worried the police cars might get repossessed. Like what? But while all this is happening, Tiffany's out here spending thousands on things like billboards with her face plastered all over town. One resident even compared her to a South American dictator, saying it feels like Venezuela under Nicolas Maduro. That's how bad it's gotten. And it's not just the residents who are fed up. Even some of the village trustees have had enough. One trustee, Kiana Belcher, said that Tiffany's behavior has turned Dolton's politics into a joke, with her dressing up like a movie villain and blasting "B better have my at meetings." Like, can you imagine? A whole mayor walking into a meeting like she's Nino Brown from New Jack City with a stuffed dog in hand trying to intimidate her colleagues. It's honestly surreal.
No one, and I repeat, no one can run circles around me when it comes to public service.
Now, let's pause for a second and see what the fans are saying. One commenter wrote, "Suo, let me get this right. Employees sitting around on the clock with nothing to do is another reason they're broke. Cut labor and send people home." And honestly, they're not wrong. Tiffany's out here talking about how the village is broke. But meanwhile, employees are sitting around with no work to do because they've had their internet access cut off. Like maybe instead of focusing on her personal vendettas, Tiffany could, we don't know, run the village. Another fan chimed in with, maybe they should have told her to pay back that damn near $500,000 she supposedly spent on her mom's driveway. Whew, shots fired. But again, the point stands, if Tiffany's so concerned about money, maybe she should start by looking at her own spending. Just a thought.
Dolton Township tonight as another board meeting got canceled because of a lack of a quorum.
And that came after a disagreement about where to hold the meeting as trustees expressed concerns for their safety.
But let's not forget the cherry on top of this whole fiasco, Tiffany's re-election campaign. That's right, she's running for another term as mayor. Tiffany took to Facebook to announce her bid for re-election, and she's already predicting a landslide victory. We mean, confidence is great and all, but considering everything that's come out about her spending habits, the federal subpoenas, and the eviction drama, you've got to wonder if her time in office is coming to an end. Tiffany's opponents are not holding back either. Trustee Jason House, who's running against her, is part of a group that calls themselves the Clean House Slate because apparently that's what Dolton needs right now. And honestly, after everything we've seen, they're probably right. Under Tiffany's leadership, the village has been plunged into chaos, with meetings regularly descending into shouting matches and the town's finances in complete disarray.
It's a power grab, that's it. Power and money grab.
And let's not forget about the federal investigation. Tiffany is reportedly under scrutiny for her spending, with the FBI serving subpoenas to both Dolton and Thornton Township, where she also holds a position. It's getting hard to keep track of all the allegations, but one thing's for sure, Tiffany's got a lot to answer for. Residents are fed up, trustees are turning against her, and even her landlord is trying to get her out of the house. It's a mess, why all? But here's the thing, despite all of this, Tiffany's still out here acting like she's untouchable. In a rambling Facebook Live video, she even threatened to have her political opponents arrested. Yep, she said it. She's going to seek arrests for people who are lying on her. But here's the kicker, she didn't even specify what crimes they supposedly committed. It's like she's living in her own reality where she can just call the shots and make her problems go away by throwing around threats. Spoiler alert, that's not how it works.
I will be seeking arrests for individuals involved. I will be pressing charges.
So where does that leave us? On one hand, you've got a mayor who's out here making grand promises, running for re-election, and threatening her opponents with jail time. On the other hand, she's facing eviction, federal investigations, and a village that's millions of dollars in debt. It's hard to see how Tiffany can spin this into a win. But if there's one thing we've learned about her, it's that she's not going down without a fight. Now, here's where we want to hear from you. Do you think Tiffany has a chance at re-election, or is this the end of the road for the super mayor? And what do you make of her demanding $619 in the middle of a village meeting? Was that desperation? Or is there something deeper going on here? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below because this drama is far from over.